Good afternoon, it's June 7th. A bit cloudy today. I took my car in this morning. Air conditioning has quit working. So I'm walking down to South Albert from here. And yeah, that's the plan. So I'll follow my usual path along the other side of the creek, I think. The other side of Albert Street. Takes us down past all the government buildings and the legislature a bit, and on down to South Albert, which is the commercial area. Looks like school's letting out. Pleasant temperature. Won't need the air conditioning today, but it's supposed to get up to 27 or so later this week, so I'll certainly want it working by then. They had to rebuild some hoses too, so it's going to be a hefty bill, unfortunately. Strong smell of lilacs again today. They seem to be at their fragrant peak. Every time you get close to them, you can smell them. So I was doing, what was I doing today? Publishing stuff mostly. Shadow Paw Press stuff. So much stuff. Getting ready to release 2 new books this fall, plus I've got a bunch of reprint books to release from other people, and there's just a lot of stuff to do. Plus I got a lot of writing to do too, and editing to do, and all that. I was also reading a couple of stories, picking one from one of my authors for Shapers of Worlds Volume 3. She actually sent me 2, so I picked one. It's about pandemics, which, at first glance I thought, I don't want a pandemic story, but it's not really about our current pandemic. It's more of a science fictional pandemical world. Ooh, Jag just came out from that drive over there. So I did that. Just have to send her a contract. Got a whole bunch of Kickstarter stuff I need to get on and have to get done too. One thing that's happening this week is the launch of Spring. Not Spring the Season, which is already launched, but Spring the Magazine, which is a magazine for emerging writers in Saskatchewan. And I was the managing editor of this issue, and fiction editor, prose editor I should say, because it's both fiction and non-fiction. And it's all done. They sent out the electronic version to all the members of the Saskatchewan Writers Guild today, and on tomorrow night at the Artesian we'll be launching it. So I'm kind of one of the hosts as managing editor, MC kind of, and along with the poetry editor Gillian Harding Russell. Look at that. You've actually got the graffiti are not even respecting the artwork. Look at that. As I said, graffiti, people who do graffiti are the lowest form of life, and if they were shot on sight, it would not hurt my feelings. So there. Artists put all that work in there, and some idiot with a spray can comes along and you'd like to take their spray can and spray it in their eyes. They couldn't do graffiti if they were blind. There's somebody in a boat. Don't see that very often. Oh, looks like the ice cream truck is over there, the other side. Of course, I'll walk around the lake on Friday. Make a point of going by the Queen statue on Friday because, of course, with the Platinum Jubilee, I should have walked by it last week, but I didn't think of it. But there was actually a news item about her horse, Burmese, who was born in Saskatchewan and was her favorite. And it's when she was riding during the Trooping of the Colours when somebody fired off a starter pistol in the crowd, and the horse shrugged it off with a little encouragement from the Queen, who of course is a very good rider, or was. And so that's what the statue here at the Legislative Building is of her on Burmese, her Saskatchewan born horse, which was given to her by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, which of course has their training depot here in Regina. Every mountie in the country trains here in Regina. So in the news item, they actually had a little bit of footage from the day she unveiled the statue, and they didn't quite have me in it, but I and my daughter were there. Alice gave her flowers. I forgot to put on my sunglasses, and now I got something in my eye. But not as bad as it was on Saturday. Sunday, I guess I was, after which I couldn't see because I managed to abrade my cornea. Yeah, I'll go down this way. No threat of rain, I don't think, but it's a little bit cloudy. See if the fountain's running down here today. Oh, there's some more lilacs. Oh, young geese, teenage geese now, I guess. They grow up so fast. Over here to our left, see if we see them better. There they are. Where's Mama? Oh, there's a whole, it wouldn't be a herd, a flock. Baby geese kind of mingle, families kind of mingle. It's not really a flock. I don't know what you call it, just a gaggle? Maybe that's a gaggle. Any plurality of geese are a gaggle. Of course, is the ledge. Legislative Building. War Memorial over here. Provincial War Memorial. Nice yard. It's often people playing football and things on the yard, or frisbee, but not at the moment. And yes, the Provincial War Memorial there. Last time I came this way, the fountain up here wasn't working, so let's see if it's back in operation. I go here past the west end of the Legislative Building. Ah, yes, the fountain is working today. Over here. I usually see it from that direction, but go a little closer today. Always something nice about a fountain in a dry climate. Which we haven't had any rain for a little while, so I think there is some in the forecast, but hopefully not today, because I plan to wash the car on my way home. Hi, Dan. I didn't have a penny to throw in it. I don't think people make wishes in that one. Since it's on the grounds of the legislature, my wish would be that the government leave me alone. That'd be my wish. Hello, crow. That's really mostly what I want out of governments these days. No one is safe while the House is in session. That was actually aimed at Congress in the States, but I think it applies. This is the Speaking of Government, Walter Scott Building, named after the first premier of the province. It became a province in 1905. I don't know when this building was built. 50s, I would guess. Might be 40s, but I would say 50s, most likely. Not this first sticky out bit, which is a recent addition for accessibility purposes. There's now a lift in there. Of course, Albert Street is just over there all the time. The grass could use some work. Looks worse than my front yard. Not saying something. Although there's some more nice lilacs. A rather boring section of parking lots. So I just got a note from YouTube about my June statistics. 40 new subscribers in June, and some surprising amount of minutes watched, 27,000, I think, minutes watched, which is astonishing. Don't know if that's total or just June. Seems high, but I'm not tracking it. YouTube is. Am I an influencer yet? That's the question. Not yet. So if I go a bit more, I have to get to 1,000 subscribers, and then I can they didn't exactly slow down for the pedestrian. Then I can possibly monetize it. It's not impossible. Trying to read it. Somos Spoko-san. Hello. Another government building. This one's named after another former premier. This is Lloyd Place. I know I've been in that one. The environment department's in this one, and I did a bunch of writing for them at one point. Or editing, actually. So I was up there a few times. More parking. You can't have a government building without parking. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed them. I hope they're helpful. Certainly haven't walked at all the city. I do obviously tend to concentrate my walks close to home, but I'll get a little further afield later. So that's Lloyd Place. And then up next we have the T.C. Douglas building, named after another former premier, Tommy Douglas. Has, I think, health departments in there, among other things, and it also is home to the Mackenzie Art Gallery. I do promote my books on here. As far as I can tell, I've never sold one because I've promoted my books on here, but that's okay. It's not really about that. It'd be nice. And, you know, I do talk about my books, but the most important thing is it keeps me walking. And it's helpful to people who want to know what Regina looks like. I get a lot of notes from people who are planning to visit or go to school here or even move here, and they're trying to find out what it's like. There's the T.C. Douglas building. The greenery is starting to show now on those terraces. So it really is a nice building that ties into the prairie landscape very well. Mackenzie Art Gallery is kind of down at this end of it. Oh, there you go. You're the one. People will tell me that. I read your book. Oh, you're the one. That's what it feels like. It's like, and I know it's not true. I mean, if I look on Goodreads, for example, you got to figure if you get, you know, well, in the case of Masks, which is my most popular book ever, there's over 700 ratings or reviews on Goodreads. Well, clearly that's just a fraction of the number of people who read the book. I don't know what the fraction is, because most people don't bother to review or rate anything. So, you know, that's great. But still, the feeling is most definitely one of nobody is paying any attention to what you're doing. So it's always nice when you find somebody who did read a book or buy a book, or you sell one in person, or somebody comes up to you at a convention, tells you how much they enjoyed it. You need them all. If you have one, you need them all. There's a bit of artwork from the Mackenzie. There's some Fafard cows up here. There. There's some very famous Fafard cows in Toronto in the financial district, which when we were there about 10 days ago, we made a point of walking by and seeing. Next up is Regina Christian School. Used to be something else, but it's been Regina Christian School as long as I've been in town. It's a K-12 school. Yeah, it's at 23rd and Albert here. There's probably a left turn signal I'll have to wait for here before I can cross. Maybe I have felt a drop or two from the clouds. Nothing significant though. There's our turn. So there's this end of the school. We have a nice big schoolyard in behind it that we'll see in a minute. Check us out, Facebook, Instagram, ReginaChristianSchools.org. Now accepting K-12 applications for fall. I'm a little too old and my daughter didn't go there, she went to Luther. Which of course is affiliated with Lutheran churches. Not why she went there though. It's kind of the best academic school by all accounts in the city. And she flourished there. Made some really good friends who are still her friends. And she was on the improv team that came second in the nation. The National Improv Competition in 2018. No, 2019, I guess. Yeah, 2019. That's when she went off to the University of Toronto in the fall of 2019 and came home a bit early in the spring of 2020 for some obscure reason. Home all through her second year, but she's been back for her third year. And back for her fourth. Hard to believe. Then she'll be convocating, graduating. She turns 21 next week, which is really hard to believe. How did she get to be so old when I haven't aged at all? It's quite remarkable. Albert Street, of course, is the busiest street in town. So lots of traffic along here. Question is whether anybody thinks I'm a radar gun. It makes them slow down. That's not a bad thing. I don't look like a cop, but you never know what people think on first glance of this thing. Once we get down to the next intersection, next intersection, then we're into the commercial area. I'm going to walk up here by the entrance to the retirement dwellings here, just to get off of Albert. So back in there, Marion Park. Used to know someone who lived here, and I remember picking them up and dropping them off here after we'd take her to them. I say them, but it was her. Took her to shows and things like that, because she liked to go to the musicals and concerts and things. So we helped her get there. She was a friend. There used to be a school here called Marion. That's why it's called Marion Chateau. Marion Place, Marion Gardens. I don't know how many different names they have for the various little subdevelopments here. Another nice little path. Hi, Brian in Toronto. You can see all the new shoots coming out on the pine trees here. It's a sign that they're growing. Or spruce, or whatever those are. Evergreens, anyway. I'll have to wait here, it looks like. All right, then from here on south, it's residential. Co-op should be a grocery store over there, but right now it's just a pharmacy. The rest of it's under construction. There's the Golden Mile. It's going just fine, Marijuana Nation. It's a lovely day, a little cloudy, but comfortable temperature. All right, now we're in the commercial strip here at the southern end of Albert Street. Once upon a time, this was nothing. The city didn't even start till the street we just crossed was kind of the southern end in the 50s, I think. Golden Mile. Original Joe's. Oh, it's not called Golden Mile anymore. It's called Smart Centers. But it'll always be the Golden Mile Center to me. Technically, the Royal Bank in there is my bank, but I don't actually use it. It's where my accounts are, but I always use the downtown branch. Yep, heading south. India Market over there. A few other things. Robin's Donuts, that's been there for a long time. Where the Indian Market was the Willow Wine Store, but it moved out to Harbor Landing and got bigger. There is Rainbow Cinema over there, second run. Oh, that's a long one. It's hard to read long notes. I'd have to wait till I get back, because that's on Facebook, and I don't want to just stop in the middle of a driveway here. Remember the Golden Mile? Yeah, it's still there, but it was completely redone, so it's only a little bit of the old interior is left. Yeah, Bindi buses. Yes, I was trying to figure out what you were saying there. What was that long note? Can't read what it was about. Where we grow mosquitoes. Oh, your daughter's traveling the world. She's turned 30. Well, doesn't that make you feel old? This empty lot has been here for a long time, and that's really perfect mosquito breeding territory there. Although it looks like they're cleaning it up at least. Hopefully something gets grown there sooner or later. KFC for all your fried chicken needs. This is a relatively new hotel here. It has an English pub in it that I've never been to, although I kind of like English pubs. It is, of course, a Marriott, like everything is, it seems. Of course, I was a late arrival to fatherhood, so my daughter's only 21, even though I'm pretty sure I'm older than you. In fact, I am sure I'm older than you. London Bell Pub and Dining. Looks like I got the crosswalk here, so that's good. Am I really a year older, or were we just a year apart in school? Because I was a year younger than everybody in my grade, so we might actually be the same age. I think it was that empty lot, I think it was maybe a gas station. That might be one reason it hasn't sold. Might be some concerns there. That might be why there's a big hole. That might have been the storage tank, but I'm not 100% sure. It's funny how when a building goes, you can't remember what was there. Dairy Queen's been there a long time. This is now called the Royal Hotel. It's been various things. Used to be the West Harvest Inn. It's the name I mostly remember it by. Earl's over there. That's the newish Earl's. The old Earl's was on this side. And that was a Blockbuster originally. Long gone. Now it's got the lingerie shop and an affinity credit union in it. But at one point, they had these things called tapes that you could rent and watch movies on. Kids today don't even know what those are. And I'm old enough. I remember when that all started, and it was so exciting that you could rent movies on tape in your VCR, and everybody had to have a VCR. And the great beta versus VHS debate. This was once the Book and Briar bookstore. I really miss it. That's Crocus and Ivy. I don't know why, the gimbal keeps wobbling. Yeah, well, I was born July 20th, 1959. Which would actually make you older than me, ha ha ha. Shebang. I will be 63 in July. And this has been an Irish pub back there forever. It used to be called the Blarney Stone. I saw the Arrogant Worms there and had Guinness spilt on me one night. That's what I mostly remember it for. It also makes an appearance in Alan Doyle's book, one of his books, The Great Big Sea Singer. He talks about their first trip across the country, and when they got to Regina, they played the Blarney Stone. You're a mere child, a mere child. This is now called the Atlas. It was the Travel Lodge, well known for its water park, where many a child's birthday party has been held, including my own. Not mine as a child, but my daughter as a child. Burger King. I don't know what that's going to be. It was a Brewster's. It looks like it's going to be a restaurant still, but I haven't seen a sign yet announcing what it is. They've been building that ever since I started walking last year. First time I came down here, they were building that. But I don't know what it's going to be. Burger King. Try our new Nashville hot chicken. What makes it Nashville, I wonder? Subway. One was just mentioned. I don't know if it was this one or not, but here's a Subway. Domino's over there. Now the Holiday Inn and Express up here and Suites is pretty new. Well, you know, a decade. Tim Hortons, of course. There's always a Tim Hortons. It's always got a lineup. I don't know why, because I don't really care for Tim Hortons very much. I object to the fact you have to tell them how much sweetener you want and can't dose it yourself. I'd rather do that myself. Way back there is the Holiday Inn and Suites. This is the new Keg. Again, decade or more, but I don't mind the Keg, but it's very rare that I eat there. It's reliable. You know what you're going to get if you go to the Keg. You're going to get a steak, probably. I am 6'2"-ish in these shoes, probably over 6'2". Probably 6'1 3/4" or something like that in my very flat feet. And it's possible I'm starting to lose a little height from my peak. I don't know. It's been a long time since I measured my height, but essentially I'm 6'2". Co-op gas station and car wash. Cal Tire over there. I bought tires there once. The old Keg is up here, I believe. Next to where the old Earls. What used to be the old Earls. India House was in the old Earls, but I don't think that's the old Earls. I think that's the old Keg. It's like the old Earls isn't where I think it should be, which would be where that A&W is. Or maybe they redid the A&W at some point. And it replaced the old. It's hard to remember. Things change, and then you can't remember what it was before. Oh, but I can smell that A&W. I'm pretty sure India House here was the Keg. Yeah, and Earls was where A&W is now. The original Earls. Here, let's take a walk up and go by the stores up here. I can smell India House too. It smells good. There's a black car over there with a rifle on the side. interesting choice. Right there. Albert and Walter, yes. Lakeside Chrysler, yes. I remember it. We got a denture clinic. We got Patagonia. We've got 25 years of recycled polyester. I'm not sure what that's all about. This is a clothing store that, in fact, and here's the cottage. That's where my daughter bought her, I think. That's where my daughter bought her graduation dress. I think it was in there. Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, I'm almost to OK Tire, so I'm almost done my walk. Save on Foods over there. I was just in here washing my car earlier today, and after I pick up the one that's being worked on, I will be coming through here with it too. All the pollen that comes off the trees this time of year. It's just coated. There's OK Tire, and that's where my car is, waiting for me. So it's about a 45-minute walk, I always figured. Yeah, pretty darn close. I had thought I'd be starting from downtown, but my plans changed, so I didn't make it quite as long a walk as I thought I would. However, I'm sure that was something else, walk box, but I don't remember what. Canadian Tire used to be there, where Save on Foods is, but there's a Canadian Tire now, is in the Golden Mile, not the Golden Mile, the Southland. Alrighty, well, here we are at OK Tire, so I'll give them a little free publicity since they just were working on my car, and I'll call it quits. So thanks for walking with me. Bye for now.